welcome to Community Corner. Hello, welcome to Community Corner. My name is Mr. Ryan Nicholas Gray.
Welcome to Community Corner. My name is DeWitt. This young man next to me is my middle school friend, and his name is...
Hello, my name is Aaron County Castle.
Welcome today are two guests from the Hope Center. Would you please introduce yourselves and tell us and your titles, please, to our audience?
Yes, thank you. I'm Lori Warner, and I'm the director of the Hope Center, and I'm a clinical psychologist.
And I'm Jamie McGillivary. I'm the clinical manager of the Hope Center, and I'm also a psychologist and a board-certified behavior analyst.
Ladies, thank you for coming on today, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Lori and Jamie, how did you become interested in working with kids with special needs?
Well, for me, I was in a program at Children's Hospital of Michigan doing pediatric psychology, so I helped kids who were sick in the hospital, and we had a rotation for teaching doing evaluations for families to find out if their kids had autism, and that's how I got interested in it. Fell in love with all the families and the kids, and that's where we went from there.
For me, I worked with kids with autism as well. I started out as an undergraduate in psychology, and my professor said, you might want to look into, trying this kind of work. And I met the first little girl that I ever worked with, absolutely fell in love with her, and she changed my life, and I decided this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, is help kids with special needs.
Aaron, have a question?
What age did you tell your credentials?
Oh, our credentials, yes. Well, I'm a fully licensed psychologist and a board-certified behavior analyst, just like Jamie. So that's sort of like a specialty where we work with behaviors and how to change them.
And I'm a limited licensed psychologist, and my background is in clinical behavioral psychology. And I'm also a board-certified behavior analyst, like Lori.
Lori, what is the Hope Center like?
What is the Hope Center like? Well, we do a lot of things now. It used to be that we trained parents to work with their preschoolers with autism, and that was how we started. Jamie and Dr. Ruth Annan at our program at Beaumont started that program. And then it started to grow. So now we have a couple of different center-based programs for kids with autism, and we have outpatient services for kids with all sorts of different disabilities.
Ryan, got a question?
Thank you, David. Now, Jamie, tell us about parent training at the Hope Center.
Well, we have a program that runs for about 12 weeks where the parents come with their kids. They come either Monday through Friday, either 9 to 12 or 1 to 4, and they're with us for a total of 180 hours. And we teach the parents how to teach their kids to increase their communication, their socialization, their play skills, using techniques of behavior modification.
Thank you. Aaron, do you have a question?
Tell us about CARE.
Oh, about the CARE program. Do you want to talk about CARE?
Sure.
And then I'll do one.
CARE is our center-based model, and we really like acronyms. CARE stands for Children with Autism Reaching Excellence. And about 98% of the kids that are in the CARE program are graduates of the parent training program as well. And the kids are able to come to our program where the staff provide the services, and they receive 15 to 30 hours a week in that program. Also, the staff works on increasing communication, socialization, and play skills the same way that the parents do.
Jamie, how do you teach kids at the Hope Center, and why?
How do we teach kids? Well, really what we like to do is we like to figure out what the kids need to learn first. So we do a whole evaluation to figure out not only what do they need help with, but what are they really good at, because we use those strengths to help build on their weaknesses. And we take giant things like communication and we break them down into tiny bite-sized pieces, and we use a system of prompts and rewards to teach everything step by step.
Ryan, do you have a question?
Thank you, David. Now, Jamie, what do you teach kids to do? Because, most kids in Michigan today, most kids, like my friends from Wings, when I went there many years ago, some kids have several disabilities, kids in wheelchairs. But Jamie, what do you teach kids to do at the Hope Center? What do you teach them to do?
A lot of times we're teaching them how to communicate. A lot of our kids come to us because they're teeny tiny. We get the kids between the ages of 2 and 5, and a lot of them don't know how to talk yet. So we work really hard on teaching them how to talk, how to communicate their needs. And for some kids that means that they learn how to use sign language or they learn how to use pictures first. But eventually as time goes on, we are able to usually get them to use words.
Thank you. David, have a question?
Yes, I do. What ages of kids do you help with, and why?
Well, at the Hope Center for the center-based programs, as Jamie was talking about, they're preschoolers, so pretty much from age 2 to age 6. But with our behavioral psychologists that work with other kids, they can be any age, and we actually have some kids who are 14, 15, 16 years old.
Elaine, buddy, you got any question?
Okay, Lori, okay, is the Hope Center only for kids of autism?
Oh, that's a great question. Back a long time ago, I would have said yes, but because we have changed our programs and added to it, we can now work with kids with many different disabilities. So we have a lot of different issues that our kids are dealing with. Some of them don't have autism, and some of them do.
Ryan?
Thank you, Aaron. Now, Jamie, do you have support groups for families? Because in most families in Michigan, like I have a support coordinator, his name is Jenny Burkhart. He's my support coordinator. She helps me. We have support groups so people can come to their home and say, you know, this is what kids and parents should be teaching their children to do. What kinds of things do you support families to do?
That's a really good question. We do provide lots of support to the families. Some of our services do entail going into the homes and helping the parents right in their house with their kids.
Okay.
But we have a lot of community support where the parents are able to kind of get together with each other and just talk about the types of things that they're doing for their kids so that they can share their experiences with other families and other people can learn from what's going on. We like to do things that involve the whole family so that we can get the siblings involved and the other kids involved. Recently, we just had a Breakfast with Santa event, which was really fun. We actually had a live reindeer there so the kids could meet Santa and they could pet the reindeer. We had over 200 people that showed up for that, and so that was really exciting to see the families come together, and it was just a nice place for people to hang out.
David, do you have a question, David?
Yes, I do.
Ask away.
Jamie, do you host activities for families and why?
Yeah, well, our Breakfast with Santa was one of the activities, but we feel that it's really important to provide a setting where the families can feel comfortable in coming, because for a lot of our families, it's challenging for them to, get out and take their kids to the mall.
I'd like to add to that question is that there's other families, ever since the age of man, but going over all kinds of reasons, including disabilities. What could any answer for those families today?
I don't know. What do you think, Lori?
That's a good question. I don't.
I have a friend in Wawa. He was born in 1987 and he had a disability.
I think we're talking about Jim Mack, right?
Oh, you're close. You might know him, Ryan. I saw him at Subway one time.
I'm trying to
Richard.
Oh, that's right. Richard, that's right.
Yeah, so we definitely try to provide lots of opportunities for the families to gather in the community. We have a picnic every year where the families come. We get a giant bounce house, and Barney usually visits us.
Yes,
So
the kids love Barney.
yeah, a lot of the support things that we do, are geared more towards the kids.
They are.
Because for the most part, we're dealing with preschoolers.
Ryan?
Thank you, David. Now, Lori, what skills do you usually gain at the Hope Center?
Well, we talked a little bit about that when Jamie talked about what we teach, but it really varies from child to child what they're going to gain. Most of the time, what they're learning is kind of how to learn, because a lot of our kids are really young and they haven't had a lot of structured learning before, so it's sometimes sort of tough for them. So sometimes they're learning just how to play appropriately, to sit down and watch what somebody wants them to do, and also to communicate. That's another really big thing we work on, because they have a lot of trouble communicating and it makes them very frustrated. So if we can teach them how to tell their parents what they want, it's better for everybody.
Thank you. David, have a question?
Yes, you do, Ryan. How do parents pay for treatment at the Hope Center and why?
Yeah, either me.
Sure.
Either way.
Well, for the most part, the state of Michigan is really far behind the times in terms of the services that families can come into contact with. And so particularly for families that have kids with autism, a lot of times they have to pay for their services out of pocket. And the services can be pretty costly. So for the most part, we do a lot of fundraising so that we can help the families out. And there are some insurance companies that do cover services.
I have another question to add to that question, and that is, what are you going to do if the economy fails for your program?
If
and why?
It's a really good question.
That's a really good question.
That's a doozer.
Well, I have to say we've been very, very creative in what we've done to make sure that families can afford our services. So I think no matter what happens, we're going to still be there, and we'll find ways to help the families no matter what.
Thank you. Ryan?
Thank you, David. Do you do fundraising? Because every time I go somewhere, he's a fundraising. The OPC is a fundraiser every year. Do you guys do fundraising like in the community?
We do. Actually, we've been able to, through Beaumont, do kind of our own little department-initiated kinds of fundraisers. So the Breakfast with Santa was one. We try to do kind of a little bit smaller scale activities in the community, like something at the Dream Cruise or something for each holiday or the picnic, like Jamie talked about. Because if we can do smaller scale things that are more frequent, we can get more families in and provide more service. So rather than one big event per year, we've been doing smaller things throughout the year.
David, have a question?
Yes, I do, Ryan.
You want to tell about our next one? Can we tell you
It's
about our next
for
one?
Sure you can.
both
Okay,
of you,
thank
Lori
you.
and Jamie.
In a minute, we'll tell you.
Tell us about a successful child at the Hope Center.
Okay, I'll let you start.
The ages of the kids?
No, the successful child.
Oh, the successful child.
One of the kids we've been thinking of.
Oh, there's so many, and it's so exciting to see the gains that these kids make. Honestly, it's the best part of our job. You know, the one that comes to mind is a little guy who started. When he started, he was pretty much nonverbal. In the past, his parents had heard him say the word no before. He had lots and lots of temper tantrums, and as soon as we started to teach his mom how to teach him, his words started to come along, and he was, you know, by the end of the 3 months, able to say, "I love you, Mommy," which is a very cool thing, you know? Yeah, it was really
That
neat.
is sweet.
It is,
great.
yeah, and he, you know, he could convey his needs. He could tell people what he wanted, so he didn't have to tantrum anymore, and he didn't have to get upset.
Because there's a place called Lowry.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really
Lowry's early childcare are really good. Little kids live in there and go to
Yep.
school. And they teach them
Yeah,
math
Lowry's
skills.
actually in the ugly and thirsty cat pit.
It is. Lowry's is
The lower part of the party hall.
where kids
Oh,
go
yeah.
and learn to become really smart and educated.
That's right. That's at Oakland
Aaron,
University. Yep.
Is it?
very good. Do you have a question?
Oh, yes. What is the best part of your job?
Oh, we have so many good parts of our job. Well, I always just tell everybody that, you know, nobody really always wants to get up in the morning. You know, you kind of would rather sleep, but we always know we have a
Yeah.
great place to go to. So even though I don't really feel like getting up, I know it's worth getting out of bed for. Every single day, there's some small miracle happening. So we just feel so blessed to be able to work with these families. And so that's really, the whole day is great, no matter what little snafu
Yeah.
is thrown our way.
I think the best thing that the thing I love most about my job is that it really teaches you to appreciate the small things in life. You know, some of our kids, a success for them might be taking off their shoes for the first time. And, you know, whenever you hear something like that happen in the Hope Center, it's a party. Everybody's cheering. So it's a happy place to work. It's a place that's filled with giggles and hugs and laughing all day long. So it's definitely a cool place to be.
Okay, that's always fun.
Yeah, it is.
Ryan,
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Castle.
you're welcome.
Now, do you publish any research for the Hope Center? Because mostly we have knew anything about you guys. Where can they look to find it? How can they find out about you guys?
Well, that's one of the reasons why we're here. We're out in the community a lot, and we're trying to just get the word out that we're here and that we're doing things. But yes, we did publish some research. We took some data from our parent training program and our first 70 families, and we published the research in the journal Behavioral Interventions, which is something that behavior analysts would read and other kinds of psychologists. And what we did is we looked at the kind of gains that our kids made over that 3 months in the parent training program, and it was pretty amazing. They made some really good gains. So it's been a lot of fun to share that research with the scientific community. It's been great.
David, have a question?
My final question, Ryan.
David?
How can families find out more about the Hope Center and why?
That's a great question. Well, people can always access our website. Our website is www.beaumonthospitals.com/hope. And on the website, they'll find out all about the different programs that we have. We offer free trainings to parents. If parents are interested in coming to any of our community support things, like on March 7th, we're having another fundraiser. It's our Mom to Mom sale at the Berkeley Community Center. So all the money we raise is going to go straight to scholarships to help our kids.
Now, Ryan, since these two are doctors, let's ask our first questions in a different way.
All right.
Can you please pop this question for me? What is your favorite pop, Lori and Jamie?
You know my favorite pop.
Yes, I know.
Diet Coke.
I'm a Diet Coke fiend.
Oh, really?
It's not
Like
good for
me.
you. I know that,
Jamie,
but I
tell
love
me,
it.
Laurie and Jamie, what restaurant? And it better be a good place to go for go really restaurant.
Oh, it is a good place. But did you find out Jamie's favorite pop yet?
No.
I don't drink pop.
She's
all
much
that
healthier
often.
than I am.
But if I had to, I'd say Diet Dr. Pepper
Really?
or Diet Root Beer. I love
And
Diet
what
Pepper
is
too.
your favorite restaurant?
Okay, now restaurant. Oh,
Favorite place.
I have a couple different ones that I
Okay.
like. You know what I really like? I like Anita's Kitchen. It's in
Yeah.
Ferndale on Woodward
Anita's?
Avenue. And
I
it's
used to live in
Lebanese.
Ferndale.
Yeah, it's in. There's two of them, but the one I really like is in. I like them both, but the one on Woodward and Ferndale is all Lebanese food. It's really good.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
And what is your favorite car?
Oh my! Hands down, this is a good one for me. I love convertible bugs. Anything Volkswagen.
Oh,
Oh yeah, baby, I love Ruby.
And what about
Beep.
and where's your favorite
Hobie's cool.
vacation trip to go on?
Oh, my honeymoon with my husband was in Bermuda. It was
Bermuda?
really beautiful. We want to go back.
Mine's
That
not
was a
quite as
great
classy. I love Disney World all the way. Take me to Disney World.
Mine too.
And I'm happy.
Oh, Disney World.
Hey.
Disney World.
Oh, Disney World.
What is your favorite pop movie, car, and music?
Oh, music.
My favorite movie and music?
Yeah.
Yeah, name one each.
I like mine, David. My restaurant is Slows in Detroit.
Oh,
Oh,
Slows is
that
good.
is good.
That's a good
my
one.
movie is Twister. And pop would be Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper. My all-time
And
favorite
your music,
We have some
Ryan.
good comments.
music. I like Motown, particularly the Tempting Temptations.
Oh, that's great.
Eric,
Awesome.
what's your favorite pop?
My favorite pop is Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Your favorite movie?
My favorite movie?
Yeah, any movie you pick.
I'm not sure on that
Yeah,
one.
you got any movie.
There's so many good ones, right?
Good ones, Aaron. Any movie.
There's so many good ones.
I know. Trying to pick a movie I like. I know.
I guess I like some of the James Bond movies.
There you go.
Music?
Yeah.
Action packed.
My favorite music?
Yeah.
They all have to be hard rock and rap.
All right.
All right.
Ryan, what is your favorite honeymoon?
See ways to go? I went to Savannah, Georgia. That's a lovely place.
That's
Savannah.
beautiful.
Aaron, what is your favorite honeymoon?
My favorite honeymoon?
Yeah, if you do get married, you didn't cook at me.
Where would you go? There you
you
go.
go?
Hey, why
Where'd you
not?
go?
I mean Grove.
I
I said the wrong name.
Where'd you
I
go?
said the wrong name.
Hawaii.
I don't know.
Okay, there you go. There's nothing
Hawaii
there.
is a great place.
That's fun.
My
guess
my
Hawaii.
favorite pop is Diet Coke,
See, there we go.
Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi Max, and Mountain Dew.
Well,
My
gentlemen,
favorite movie of all time would be Sweet Little Wild Hogs. I like Are We Done Yet? And my all time is Ghost Rider.
well, gentlemen, we're almost.
So my favorite music is Motown, Slash, AC/DC, the Clark Bandstand. My favorite honeymoon, if I do get married, Ryan Aaron, will be Disneyland in California.
Well, gentlemen, we're almost out of time.
That's right. I like to end.
David, you may close.
I'm going to close with this saying.
All right, David.
Glory, David, we're coming down. My name is David Twittero. Thank you for joining us today. You all provide such wonderful help to children and families in need. Thank you, Jamie and Lori. Ryan?
And Ms. Ryan Nicholas Gray, thank you for joining us today. And ladies, ladies.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Jamie and Laura, for coming down today. And Aaron, would you please say your name? and say a short thanks.
Thank you for being our guests. My name is Aaron County Castle.
And I'll say one thing. Aaron, in the bed, his first time on TV. So I'm very proud of my Mr. Buddy. Come on.
Good
And
job.
be employed
Yay.
right
We
now.
give you a hand of applause.
Thank you, Aaron.
I'm Ms. Ryan
David
Nicholas
Taylor.
Gray.
Thanks, guys.
Mr. Aaron County
Aaron.
Castle. I'm Ms. Ryan Nicholas Gray, wishing you and yours a very safe and wonderful afternoon.
And remember,
Bye,
keep
folks.
your hearts out for children in need and watch.
Remember-
Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye, folks.